Hello, can you hear me
Good
okay?
morning. I can hear you. I saw you in the comments having a thoroughly good time. How you doing? Everybody, Campbell McLaughlin, founder of Jam for Freedom. I don't know if you remember, he came on with Sean and I before. In fact, it was Sean who introduced Campbell to Rise, but we welcome it again because you got a tour, haven't you? What's going on?
Yeah. So for people that don't know, Jam for Freedom, we were the only touring band in the UK and Ireland when there was the lockdowns. Since then, we've done over 200 shows for free for the people, bringing people together. And it's now inspired 12 international chapters. But obviously, the one that I founded first of all, and the one that I'm touring with at the moment is in the UK. So we're actually going to be in Stroud this Saturday.
Oh,
And
I
Bristol on
was born
Sunday.
near there. I was born in Cirencester.
Okay, I think I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Come
heart
on,
of it's the heart of the Cotswolds, Campbell. If you're going to Stroud, but the thing what I love about Stroud, right, is Stroud is like that place that's like years ahead of the rest of England. Like they understand in Stroud. Stroud is the place that you go to if you want food that hasn't been touched by manufacturers, and it's, you know, people. I mean, we have lots of friends in Stroud living in tents, you know, and all manner of things. So you're off to Stroud. Where are you going to be in Stroud?
we are going to be in Stratford Park. You know that one?
Yes.
So we'll be hanging out there by the bandstand. And that's just one weekend. Then Bristol, we're in St Andrew's Park on this Sunday. And there's just so many dates coming up. We're going to be in London next Saturday, 2nd of July, playing at the end of the Freedom Rally, the Freedom Fair location to be confirmed. And then the next day we're going to play in Rickmansworth, which is in Hertfordshire.
Nice.
So
And you and I are
not
trying
good.
to sort out something potentially for summer. Who knows? If we can get that organised, that would be great. Let's give people a little bit of background of Jam for Freedom, because it's like it's a sort of anti-political movement in its own way, while saying up yours to the political system. Right. So you started, I think, was your first one Hampstead Heath 2020? Was that the first one?
Yes.
Right. And you've been demonized by Rolling Stone. And you obviously got quite a lot of mention in America at one stage, as you say, 200 jams later. And what do you feel is the sort of overarching message of Jam for Freedom for those who aren't familiar with you? Because I'm not going to need like a PCR test or anything like that in order to be able to attend a Jam for Freedom event, right?
Never. No, you can smile. I mean, people have, because we play on the streets, and sometimes people will come up and want to join in, and that's the really cool thing about Jam for Freedom, is that it's just, you know, it's super like fun and everyone can get involved. Doesn't matter how old you are, you know, if you're incredible talent or you're just starting out. Or we've had a girl that came up and she was wearing a mask, and you know, I don't obviously agree with that, but you know, we're just bringing people together, and we're trying to, you know, spread mental health awareness and positivity, and yeah, we try and keep it apolitical, but you know, obviously, you know, the things that we believe tend to have a certain you know, demographic and political groups that agree with what we believe in. So you know, that is what it is, you know. So but we try and stay away from the politics, and just focus on the individual, and just getting people together. So
Got you. But
yeah.
your very existence alone, because I often say that even if I never said another word about how appalling legacy media is, my very existence alone, it stands in contrast to what they're doing. So your very existence alone, whether you are political or not, your very existence alone is a message to other people, because they're like, why are they jamming for freedom? What is that all about? Well, you started when our freedom was under absolute assault and attack. Right. I mean, there's just like no getting away from that. And the thing is, music is the one universal language. Absolutely. You know, and you're a musician, right?
Yeah, I play drums, I play guitar, I sing. Um, but you know, we almost always have other musicians come and join. Sometimes there's like so many musicians, it's just we're jamming for hours and hours and hours, and it just goes on, and there's drum circles, and it's an incredible experience. So you've all got to come down to at least one. I'm sure a lot of your viewers have seen us play, and we also live stream most of our shows for free as well. So yeah, it's been a pleasure to set it up, and yeah, I guess it was right time, right place. You know, we've had a lot of interest from people like Eric Clapton, Van Morrison, that have loved what we've done, and really appreciated, you know, us standing up for not only general human rights, but the rights of musicians to get out and work and to just get the industry, rolling again as soon as we, now basically Jam for Freedom was the only touring band in the UK and Ireland in the lockdowns. We said no. We said we're going to tour. We're going to fundraise a tour bus, and we're going to do it. And we did it. And a couple of us got arrested, and there was so much police presence. We had riot police at a lot of our shows. It became normal at one point for us to think, oh God, are the riot police going to come? And it's like one of those things, and you think back and you go, whoa.
Wow.
That was surreal, man. That was punk rock. And who knows, maybe it will happen again. Maybe we'll, have to deal with that again. But hopefully we can help bring the authorities onto our side. And, we always treat everyone with respect. But, we stand firm and we stand strong, and we know our rights, and we know that we're sovereign, and we know we're never going to stop playing.
Right.
Even if they pull the amps out, which they've done before, we just keep it going acoustic. There's actually a video on our social media. You can see
who pulled the amps out. The cops?
Yeah, they've done it many times. They just, but sometimes they just leave us alone. But I mean, in the lockdowns, it was pretty intense. It was like, I mean, I went to Scotland and traveled all the way up there because I was based in Watford, and just, it was just like the police were really hot on us, and I was just drumming along with Alan, who's playing guitar, who travelled all the way up from London with me. And the police was like, "Hey mate, I need you to tell the people to not get too close together, to social distance." And I'm just playing along, and I went, "It's not my job to do that." And then I'm like,
nice.
I got to break free. And everyone's just dancing.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Talking about breaking free, we'd be remiss for me to talk to you without mentioning the fact that this week, the Metropolitan Police let Sean Ward know that he's not going to be charged, even though he's been under investigation since September last year. And as Sean said, I didn't consent to any of this. And they held that over him for a very long period of time. And now they've decided to announce to him that he won't be charged. I mean, all of that is just ridiculous, Cambel. I don't know what your thoughts are about these penalty notices. Most of them absolutely overturned. Actually, I don't know one that stuck. Were you given any of those sort of notices?
I got caught. Yeah, I got one in Brighton. In like January 2021, and then I got arrested a month later for playing a gig in a park in West London. That's also on the internet. You can watch that. That was pretty rock and roll. It felt like I was in a movie. I didn't want to get arrested, but I'm not going to resist arrest. So I got taken away. There was a few hundred people in the crowd, and we was in the van with Piers Corbyn. You're right, Piers. Just met him for the first time.
Oh, really? You two were both in the same
he's always
van
getting
together. Hilarious.
Went to the same police station. But no, I did end up going to court to defend myself. And there's a video about that as well online where you can watch. We had journalists like Resistance GB, Actual Coverage, Living in Liberty, Media Consumer 9/11 that came down and filmed me going into the court and me coming out and talking about it. And we actually were jamming outside the court and before and after to kind of just have a bit of fun with it.
Beautiful
vibes. But I did get convicted, and they tried to get me on 10 grand fine, but I had the Weston A. Price Foundation that jumped in, and I think it was a miscarriage of justice, because they still convicted me. They only said I have to pay £770 odd, but I mean, it's still, I have a criminal record for playing music in a park and bringing people together. It's totally like dystopian. But
my God.
They convicted me as an organizer of an event of more than 30 people, but I didn't organize it. And I had all the evidence to show I didn't organize it. I came along, I put a post out at 6 p.m. the night before saying, musicians that want to join in, come on down. And when I turned up, I came with one other guitarist, and there was a few other musicians spotted around. My group, my personal group, was less than 30. And there was even the judge. We sent a complaint to the judge, and we were calling because we didn't get the judge's name. We were calling the magistrates court in London, emailing them. They didn't respond to us for weeks, and then they finally responded, and they gave us the wrong judge's name that doesn't exist. They still haven't officially confirmed receipt of the complaint. This is how, like, mental the court system is. I don't know if I should have even gone, because of just how farcical it was. That the judge even said to me at one point, when discussing my rights, my constitutional rights, he said that he said something along the lines of, "I'm sick of hearing about the ancient rights of Englishmen."
Oh, well, so, sorry about that, Judge, but tough.
There's even an element of kind of discrimination upon my race and my ancestry, because my mother's side is Anglo-Saxon. How can you? This is what they get away with. It's just the people that have ambushed so many indigenous native peoples across the world. A lot of them have been part of the British Empire. They've ruled it, right? And they did it to the English and the Scottish and the Irish and the Welsh, and then did it to the Africans, and they did it to the Indians, and they've done it wherever and whenever they can. And they just won't leave us alone. And that, I think, is symbolic of that you've got this judge that I even addressed as sir. I even tried out their little system, thought, hey, maybe our system works. Hey, maybe this is a good way to do things, and he'll actually understand. But he was constantly interrupting me, which you're not allowed to do as a judge, because you have to be impartial, interrupting me, telling me, oh, did you write that? Did you write your defense statement? Because I'd had it written with Western Aid Pass Foundation, but it doesn't matter who wrote it. It's mine. I approved it. It's mine. He was constantly interrupting me. So anyway, that's done. That was bloody November when I went to court. So since then we've absolutely smashed it. We've got
badge of honor,
international chapters all across the world, and we're on a UK tour, setting up American tours, Australian tours. We've got Australian chapters. So guys, jump on the website jamforfreedom.com,
which we'll put in the link in the description. Absolutely. And you are probably going to pop back on Monday and tell us how this weekend has gone, if you're around.
That would be amazing. Yeah, I'd love to give you guys an update. But yeah, we're just trying to bring the positive vibrations and
raise them,
affect change in a kind of a beautiful way, and an internal revolution. Because I really just, it's all about respecting humanity, and even if there's people in uniforms that want to shut us down, we still show some kind of respect, and we show
good for you.
Actually, we respect the skills they have, but they need to be utilized in a different manner.
Yeah.
And they need to realize that they're sovereign and they have the rights. And it's an incredible journey. It's more than music. It's been an unbelievable adventure to travel across the UK and Ireland when everything was going on, and meet all the fantastic people that supported us and stay
phenomenal.
Yeah, with the local musicians. I just can't believe that we did it, and we're still doing it.
Yeah.
And it's a bit less crazy because there's obviously less police and things like that, but the spirit is still there. We're still connecting people, and still having a great time. So please do come and join us, guys. We'd love to see you.
Human Creative says your convictions should be quashed, Cambel, because of the 20+ parties in number 10. Indeed. Alfie Noakes says the judge doesn't like ancient rights because that means he has to do his job properly. Easy Pewy says, I even tried to play their little games. I like that. The judge sounds like a right tit. Well done, Cambel. I make no comment whatsoever about that. Drumstick says, I've also been in court once. The judge was power tripping, arrogant elderly woman. I have to say that my experience in courts thus far have been actually really positive for the most part, but we all have different experiences, don't we? Cambel, listen, have a terrific weekend. If you get an opportunity, I'll send you a link anyway. Try and pop back on Monday. Join me and Sean at the start of the show, or near us, damn it, to give us an update how the weekend went. And we will try and organise something for Rise, because I'd like to do that this year if possible. So that is definitely on the agenda, people. And
please, let's do it.
Yeah, let's see how far it goes, everybody. Cambel McLaughlin, raising our vibration everywhere. Take care,
Have a beautiful
Cambel.
weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, sweetie. So take care. Bye.